Turn me up, universe. It's your boy Terrence Carter, TC Talks, TC Fitness. I'm gladly here with all of my people, back at it again with a new YouTube video. Now, I have been learning a lot more about the stock market. I've also been learning a lot more on how my mind works, right? And I'm gonna tell y'all this openly and truly, bruh. If you have the fear of taking risk, you will not be successful in this human experience. It's just not going to happen. So many people cling on to this false negative sense of security when it comes down to working at these corporations, to the point where they fear investing some of the money that they generate from their job. They fear investing into themselves because you put way too much faith and energy into the job than you do into yourself. Now, you shouldn't be afraid to invest into yourself because you're with yourself 24/7. All right? You should never be afraid to take the chance on yourself because nobody knows you better than you know yourself. What you fear is, honestly speaking, what you fear is losing money or getting it wrong or failing, right? So you just say, F it, I'm not gonna try at all because I don't want to fail or I don't want to lose my money that I worked very, very hard for. But I tell y'all often, you're already losing money because of inflation. You're already losing money by not taking a chance, by not taking a risk, right? And you're already losing money because your hourly wage is capped and determined by somebody else outside of yourself. Your salary is capped and determined by somebody else outside of yourself. So you're already in a losing game. So you might as well try to take a chance on yourself, learn about the markets, learn about reconditioning and reprogramming your mind, and understand that if you struggle financially, nobody's gonna come and save you, and nobody's gonna care. Literally. Nobody's gonna care, bruh. Every day I'm studying the markets. Every day I'm studying myself. Every day I'm paying attention to how I feel when I gotta take action. Oh, are you scared? What are you scared of? Oh, you're not scared. All right, take that action. Because every day that you don't take action is a day that you cannot get back. Point blank period. I'll bet on myself 1,000,001 times before I ever doubt myself and sit there and say, oh, somebody else could do it, but I can't do it. No, I can do it too. Now, I really want you to genuinely ask yourself a question, bro. What is wrong with betting on yourself? What is wrong with that? There is legitimately nothing wrong with betting on yourself, and there is legitimately nothing wrong with wanting to learn other skills to help you generate income outside of your 9-to-5 job. I watched, if you guys know, Myron Goldman, right? I believe that's his name, Myron Goldman. His messages are very, very powerful. And in one of the videos that I watched, he sat there and he said, basically, that the amount of money that you make is only tied to your hourly wage, right? Or the work that you physically put in. You're basically putting a cap on the amount of money that you can make because there's only but so many hours you can work, right? You might have an 8-hour day. You might have a 10-hour day at work. What you make during that day, that is it. And then he spoke about, books that he sold and how much he made per month or for each book or per year for each book. And, of course it made me open my mind even more because I'm constantly thinking of different ways to generate income and how to add value to people's lives, right? If I can constantly tell y'all, learn how to invest into the markets, learn about real estate, those are things that are going to benefit you financially. I can't tell you what company to invest into because I'm not your financial advisor. You are your financial advisor. It is your relationship that you have with money. It's your relationship that you have with taking risk. You cannot be fearful. You have to think abundantly. Right? And I get it. The job market is extremely tough. Nobody's hiring people. Right? But these are the times you see a lot of y'all was sleeping on gig work. Tough stuff like this, you could have been doing gig work and been putting money in your pocket. A lot of people probably wasn't planning to save any money because you living paycheck to paycheck and you thinking the money ain't never gonna stop. So now you don't have a job. Now you're like, damn, like I should have saved up some money. This is why I constantly tell y'all, be present. Pay attention to your finances. Pay attention to what's outgoing. Pay attention to the amount of money that you have coming in each month. You have to move with a strategy. This is why I also tell y'all, pay yourself first. I say things for a reason. I don't just say things just to say it. Because anything can happen in the job market. The job market is not your sense of security. You know? And I don't be trying to act like Mr. Know-It-All, bruh. But I'm not gonna dumb myself down and tell y'all things that y'all want to hear to make y'all feel good. No, bro, we not going based off of feelings and emotions. We going based off of real reality. Real talk. You know? I show up if I feel good. I show up if I'm not in the best of moods. But I still gotta show up. I'm in the markets. I'm studying. I'm taking action each and every day. You gotta challenge your mind, bruh. And you gotta get out of the programming of thinking like an employee. I pay myself first because I think like an entrepreneur. I have to know about money. I learned that in Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Entrepreneurs have to know about money. Employees, they just get used to the paycheck. So your brain doesn't, you're not thinking correctly. You're just like, I got a paycheck that's coming in. Subconsciously, that's the cap that I set on my mind. As long as the job is taking care of me, I'm okay. The job ain't there to take care of you. The job is there for you to help them make profits. That's it. And pay your bills. But that's not necessarily taking care of you. As long as my bills are paid, I'm okay. No, you're not. Because as long as your bills are paid and that's the only thing you're doing with your money, you're going to constantly be in a state of brokenness, bro. Because the money comes in and it goes back out. It comes back in, it goes back out. How much money do you have left over after the bills are taken care of? I'm not trying to act, once again, I'm not trying to act like I know it all. I'm not trying to act like I'm, like, it's just, it's you gotta use your brain, bro. You think these people care about how you feeling? You think these people care about the cost of living and rising and inflation and this and bro, these people don't care. They have millions and millions and billions of dollars, bro. They don't care. It's not affecting them. It affects the working class, it affects hourly wage earners, and it affects people that's on the salary. And it affects the older generation because a lot of them get Social Security. That's who it's affecting. It's not affecting the ultra rich and the ultra wealthy. These people got money for the rest of their life. You know? Like, I just, I'm very passionate about what I talk about. Once I'm like engaged into something, once I'm like doing it over and over and over again, bro, it just like becomes second nature. Same thing with working out, doing push-ups, pull-ups, calisthenics in general. Same thing with uploading YouTube videos. Like, cause I'm a Leo, bro. I have the passion, I have the fire. I'm high-key a genius, not cause of my sign, but we all are geniuses, all of us. You just gotta have that belief in yourself, bro. So many people doubt their own abilities and their talents and their gifts, and they think something is not obtainable for them. But like, why think so small of yourself? Why? Why think that you're only worth $15 an hour? What are we talking about? What are we talking about, bro? Why think that your hourly wage is good enough and that's all you could generate in this life? Job's conditioning you. Time is ticking. You're letting you letting yourself go because you got a secure job. You gotta be present with yourself. You gotta make yourself a priority. The job not there to save you. It's not. There's no job security in 2026 and beyond. You gotta create a lane for yourself. You gotta make a way. And all I try to do on my YouTube videos is let y'all know the real, bro. However y'all interpret the messages, that's up to y'all. You know, but we gotta learn these things, bro. We gotta learn how money works. We gotta learn how the human subconscious mind works. We gotta learn how we feel when it comes down to taking risk. You gotta understand that, you know, you can't be out here wasting time and doing all this stupid shit that's not bringing you a return on investment. How many people started gambling now because they waiting to hit this big lump sum of money? So now you start gambling instead of learning about investing. You start gambling instead of learning about and putting money into real estate. Like, so many people is playing with their financial future, and it's crazy. Y'all got this YOLO-ass mindset. God, you gotta think long term, bro. You gotta think long term. Real talk. And yes, money is a construct, bro. Money is pieces of paper, is monopoly. But they playing at everybody's faces. Because you're not learning how it truly works. And you're just conditioning yourself to think the job is all I need. As long as I got this job, I'm okay. No, you're not. No, you're not. Especially with the wages these people are paying. No, you're not. You're not okay. You're just lying to yourself. It's a cope. Well, I ask that you like the video, you subscribe, and you leave some comments below. I love y'all.